Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with laugh, gags, and gossip. Now let's get into the mess. So let's just get into this, you guys. So last week, Kerrion Franklin released an audio tape of his father, Kirk Franklin, cussing him the out, okay? Kirk pretty much called him everything but a child of God and basically said he would put his foot up his I mean, I would never talk to my child like that, or at least I haven't had to thus far. That's just not my nature. But anyway, no judgment there. When the audio was released, a lot of people were just shocked because, Kirk Franklin, he is in the gospel entertainment industry, and people were just shocked that he would use that kind of language, and especially towards his child. So you have half of the people saying that they supported him in that sometimes you have to curse your children out. His son is over 30 and he was being disrespectful, so he got a good cussing out. And then you have the other folks saying, he's a man of the cloth and just that parents should not talk to their children that way. So however you sit, everybody has their viewpoint. But anyway, so Kirk came out and issued an apology and kind of went on an apology tour on Tamron Hall. In support of that, Kerrion's mother, the woman that Kirk had the baby by years ago when they were about 16, she went on a show, like some podcast, and she talked about it, and she pretty much was saying that Kerrion had been, a difficult child and that they have dealt with some issues with him in the past. And in my opinion, it's like, to me, she was kind of supporting Kirk and pretty much saying that he didn't deserve that. So then we fast forward to last week, the latter part of last week. Armand Wiggins released an exclusive audio tape that he got where Kerrion was heard saying, and Kerrion was heard saying that Kirk Franklin was his abuser. We're questioning the authenticity of that tape. As to whether or not it was staged, was it really Kerrion? So now we have some information in support that was a real video. Again, it's all allegedly, but check this out. So I'm going to play a snippet of the interview for you, but if you want to see the interview in its entirety, and it is a great interview, then you'll have to go over to the Pascal show and watch the thing in full. I will leave the clip in my description, and you can go over there and watch the whole thing for yourself. But let's listen to CJ.
Can y'all come? My roommate is threatening me. You can't do that in Los Angeles. Something has to happen for the police to come.
Gotcha.
So that's why we were recording. Well, that's why one of the girls were recording first. We arguing, and I'm just exasperated. I just want Kerrion to shut his mouth up. I just want him to be quiet at this point. So in the audio that y'all heard, I was fed up. So I started playing his father's music because I wanted to get under his skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted him to shut up. And I thought that would make him shut his mouth. Because the argument went on for over an hour. And the 40-minute audio that Armand Wiggins mentioned is very real.
Okay.
So it's could you imagine arguing with somebody for over an hour and they just won't quit? That's what that was. That was my Christmas. So me knowing at that point, in that moment, that's his father, Kirk Franklin is his father, I started to play his music to get under his skin. So that's when we found out. So when in the audio, when you guys hear me say, I knew it,
Mm-hmm.
It was because of me and Kerrion, our prior conversations, our relationship as roommates, and I want people to distinguish the difference. We were not friends. We were roommates, and he opened up to me on several occasions. It made sense to me when he made that statement. That was his molester, because he talked about being molested prior. He talked about being molested by a preacher, a pastor. He talked about how he hated church, how he did not like the church organization.
Yeah.
He and how he hated his father. Important piece of information is, do I believe him?
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I was about to ask you. Do you believe him?
Yes, I believe him. Because of our conversations, because of what we've talked about when we were cool, I believe him.